champions of the night. We are the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting tide, the ones that burn so bright. We are the
All right, and we are back with our day 2, week 1 of DPL season 2. I am Zombie Bacon. I'm here with Stuffed Shark, and we are getting ready for a great game between Fierce and Slaughterhouse. However, before we get into that, I do want to give us a quick update on our last game we saw with BTG versus Momentum. Godspeed getting the MVP in one of the games, going 18-7. Absolutely an insane showing from Godspeed. It's certainly, Godspeed of Bandito fame, now on BTG, doing work still and really hammering home those wins there for BTG. But that's enough on BTG and Momentum. We saw that already. That's boring. That's old. And now we're getting into Fierce and Slaughterhouse. Stuffed Shark, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, Zombie?
Oh, I'm great. I am great. I am excited for this game. I can't wait. Fierce, very, very prominent team here. And also Slaughterhouse. Again, I believe coming from Team Fluff from DPL Season 1. Now Slaughterhouse having signed with an org. So amazing for those boys. But Fierce, also some amazing competitors. A great team. Certainly, at one point, was considered the best team around Due Process. And I can't wait to see how this game turns. Both teams considered insanely strong. Personally, I think Slaughterhouse is going to really put up a fight for Fierce here. I've played Fierce. I'm friends with the guys on Fierce. But Slaughterhouse experience, man. Doesn't get much better than that. Both teams, both having DPL Season 1 players. But Fierce is in a unique position. They have a double IGL role, basically. So I believe it is Marbles is the IGL, and I know Adaxi also throws in his opinion there. And from playing with Adaxi, great mind for the game. Really just, it's able to read things and call stuff out. I know people meme on him occasionally, but I mean, just a great strategist for the game. However, Slaughterhouse too, really strong showing. How do you think this is going to go, Stuffed? Any predictions?
Ooh, it's going to be tough to predict on who's going to win this one. I'm going to give it to, I think, Fierce for the first game, but possibly Slaughterhouse for the second. But I think we're really going to have to see Fierce really kind of open up and kind of show their strength early on. Slaughterhouse could, though, have a bit of an upset. We'll have to wait and see how it'll all play out.
Absolutely. Getting on to sort of an ominous omen here with this Killhouse map. Quarterback fallen. I think we're going to need a stretcher for this one. However, Adex is and Marvel's coming out with big brain plays here on Fierce on the attacking side. We see, I believe we're going to see a split here. And having played this map, they are definitely going for the strong side of this, in my opinion. Going through club and securing this backstage area, which is so strong, because not only do you not deny the rotation through hallway by taking control of this, you also gain control of that kitchen angle. And the great thing about that, if you bring a shotgun on this map, are able to shotgun that open, you're actually able to really catch whoever's hiding off in this sort of southern corner of kitchen off guard by having someone stand back on club. Slaughterhouse wanting to prevent that, having currently 2 players in club, putting a barb on that stairs next to the hall, next to the half wall, and also 2 players over there in office, hopefully to catch out Fierce going green, possibly a door charge play as Fierce exits the truck here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see Fierce kind of slowly pushing on, possibly the backside. It looks like they've also set up for a possible breach on backstage directly through the wall. We do see 2 players going through the free entrance of Lumberyard. It'll be uncontested, but they do have that barbed wire on the office position with Josh and Volpes waiting for that push. Looks like here comes the breach on that red door on backstage. Executioner is waiting with that Gruber. Goes for the shot. Rezi will go for the kill, and we'll get that first kill onto red. Here comes the flashbang. Looks like Dial will get the trade onto Rezi as they now push in through backstage. Looks like Mackie does hold him off a little bit with the in-kitchen with that neck, but looks like it's a bit of a waiting game here. Josh comes on the backside, and Dial will get that kill on Josh rotating in. Looks like Slaughterhouse is still pinned in kitchen. Volpe's is waiting with that leg rest as well, looking to rotate out and cover that backside. Adaxi trying to get through there. Dia will get another kill onto Exi. That is now 3 kills for Dia, as Adaxi gets the kill to Maximus. Has one more to go onto Volpe's to win the round for Fierce. Volpe's the last one standing. Here comes the push, and Marbles will get that final kill. That is Fierce taking the first round, 1-0.
Absolutely classic Fierce play there, going for the slow walk to the closest red door. I mean, that is... If that's not a Fierce play, I don't know what is. And it worked out here, that split, sending Dia and Red up through Lumberyard to split them up. Really also confusing these boys here in a club, you know, and Dia, I mean, doing work with the 3K. Also, decently expensive round for attackers. They're losing a KR, which is a popular defender gun, as well as an Ingmar, which we saw Adex actually pick up and use to great effect there, being able to push in the kitchen. And also, defenders able to save that nade that they brought for any barb, not needing to use it, really out-aiming their opponents and not using anything for to either secure kills or blow up any utility. So they're going to be able to take that on into the next round. You know, Fierce, as always, explosive once they charge in, you know, baiting out that molly from Slaughterhouse, waiting it out from outside, playing those long angles, and then also, when the time is right, pushing in with their teammates from Lumberyard. Though Red did die, Dia able to get that trade and then also prevent the flank from Slaughterhouse, which was really just devastating for them. I mean, great plays from both sides, but Fierce just really doing work. Kingfisher Legion here is our C-store. Of course, Adaxi writing a hashtag Stay Fierce in true Fierce fashion. I think they're going to be making use of that little tiny hole. If we see in the top of tellers, this is unique to this map. There's a nade window, actually. Unfortunately, you can't get on top of that big sort of unloading truck there. However, you can throw stuff through there, which I think they're going to want to go for. Possibly a wall charge straight through into that teller, really fighting for that because tellers is so strong on this particular map. You get tons of angles in the freezer and arcade, and essentially they're going to smoke out that arcade from the outside, which is something we've seen a lot more because smoke blooms just sort of emanate out from wherever they're thrown. There is no collision or anything like that like there is with mollies. So really stellar game knowledge coming out here from Fierce, being able to utilize that to cut off that arcade angle for their push in the storefront, as well as marking out all the angles that they're going to have to watch. Of course, Freezer could very easily shut this down for Fierce. And Slaughterhouse, this is their map to win. Throwing out the barbs there in storefront as well. Multiple barbs coming out. And really, I think a smart play from them, conceding that storefront, not putting anyone there, you know, besides one player behind Bomb with a shotgun, as Marble sets up for the nade here to open them up.
Indeed, we don't have any players currently within Talbot, but they do have that grenade with Marbles ready to go if someone does make a mistake in there. And actually setting up the charge for the storefront. Mackie Moose is the first one to gun into contact if they do breach through there. Here comes the breach. And it's a bit of a waiting game as a Molotov is thrown to block that push. Here comes the grenade and tellers. No one currently dying to that one. For now, a bit of a slow wait game as they wait for the storefront push there. Executioner throwing his own Molotov there on that entrance. A smoke to block that arcade coverage there, as Executioner will run around the side to try and rotate and get a better view of that broken window. Here comes the flash, and here comes the breach. Adaxi first one in on point. Looks like Adaxi got the first kill on Mackie Moose as Josh gets the trade onto Adaxi, as Red will get the kill on Executioner. Volpe's now and Josh rotating out through bathroom, trying to go through storage, but Stars has control of the shutters. We do have a Diagra. Ooh, going on the nice flank. Almost gets the kill into Volpe's, and just like that, Marbles will get that final kill onto Volpe's. Rezi still stuck in arcade, and Josh stuck in bathroom, providing good cover. Looks like Marbles pre-firing through freezer, not finding anything just yet. But Rezi with the auto shot, he trying to get that kill. He will get that kill into Dia. And it's down to Josh and Rezi. Rezi with that auto shotty, hiding in arcade. Red knows where Rezi is, but can't quite find the shot angle just yet. Or at least the kill angle. Starts waiting for Josh to make that push from bathroom. Looks like Rezi will get that kill into Red. Goes for one more, but Mars will get that final kill onto Rezi there. And just like that, Stars will get the kill into Josh. And that's the round for Fierce, 2-0.
Yeah, another expensive round there. Losing that auto shotty on Rezi. Doing work, but unfortunately not able to find Marbles there with it. Stars doing a great job, you know, just pumping Josh in the face with that attacker shotgun. We see, you know, not surprisingly, Fierce going for taking both KRs, possibly Marbles picking up auto shotty depending on the ammo in it. But I don't think they're going to take that. KR certainly favored by Fierce here, and this is where we see Fierce's shift in momentum go. Of course, drawing out the memes from Fierce. I love it, but they, as you see, immediate charge. No one runs in. Immediate molly from Slaughterhouse. So a lot of experience being shown here. Not only the molly, as you see, pretty much immediate in reaction to that charge, but also Fierce, knowing that's coming, not wasting any utility, throwing flashes in to try and running through a charge fast. Really interesting, really great plays from Fierce, really putting Slaughterhouse on the back foot right now. Slaughterhouse, though, doing a lot of damage to Fierce. That was a close round. That was a 3v2 that quickly turned into a 2-on-2. Rezi just getting out-aimed by Marbles. You know, Marbles really not allowing him to take that kill, and then Stars pumping away that one defender. That was it. Oh, this map, Neptune Tusk. This map is so interesting. So if we notice out on Fan, if a Fierce decides to go Fan, you can actually get onto that right side shelving. Interestingly enough, this is very, very fun. So if you do a little bit of a hardcore parkour from that upper shelving part down onto that forklift we see over there on the northeastern side of that shelving, you can actually hop up onto that shelving unit. And that gives you kind of a fun angle, not only to clear that mid part of shelving, but also it's generally unexpected. No one is really expecting you to be there because shelving units you can't normally get on, you know. But as well, with that being able to be played on, that's a very long angle from office, particularly if they hop up, particularly if Slaughterhouse here wants to play for that Fan, they can do that very easily from this highway outside of office. Fierce here, I believe, going for at least a peak charge on Doc there. Wouldn't be surprised, but other than that, going green, playing it smart, playing it safe, bringing both those KRs, really just going to out-aim them. And, you know, pretty conservative barbs coming out here from Slaughterhouse. General spots you would expect, the green door, a fallback barb marked an office as we see the mop come out. That will be deadly. I can't wait to see how Fierce handles this.
And it looks like we have Fierce still hanging out in that truck, looking at all their equipment set up. We do have Marbles with the Saber. Of course, 2 AP-25s, actually make that 3 AP-25s, and Stars running that KR, looking for that angle within green. There is a barbed wire there, so you have to be careful. Looks like they're ready to go to breach this. We have another one rotating. It looks like they're doing a split push. One of the docks, or at least 2 on the docks, 3 on servers there. But there is Volpe's waiting with that Molotov if they do breach. Volpe's waiting for that shot in that angle. Here comes the pre-fire, and Volpe's Molotoving the door to prevent that push. Bit of a waiting game now, as it looks like Fierce just running down the clock a little bit. Some pressure on that side. Here comes the breach on Doc. Marbles looking for that Saber shot across, battling it with Mackie Moose. Daya will get the first kill onto Volpe's, clearing up servers. Whoa. But Mackie Moose will trade, taking out Marbles on that push down below. Nice shot there by Mackie Moose with that mop. As we see Adaxi coming red Fan. Ooh, this could be a big play here. Execution is not ready for this push if they do go through there. So Fierce has control of servers. Josh trying to pull it back a little bit with the Legros. Rotating out, he's trying to survive. They're definitely shooting at him. And finally, Daya will get that kill onto Josh, trying to rotate out in towards office. Is he just waiting for the push? Mackie Moose looking for the shot. Daya will get that kill onto Mackie. As Rezi will get the trade onto Daya. And Red will get that trade himself onto Rezi. Looks like Adaxi now coming in through the backside. This is huge. Actually, that is the rest of the round. Just like that, Fierce. Take it, 3-0.
Talk about pieing up the map. I mean, that late door charge there on Doc. As we saw, we had, even though Mackie got an insane mop shot there on Marbles, out-sniping him, the way Fierce split this up was just ingenious. Not only blowing that Doc, but then having Adaxi immediately run over to that Fan to cover that shelving where a lot of the defenders, if they were playing shelving, would have been pushed back to defend that Doc, to play those longer angles. I mean, just Fierce is reading Slaughterhouse the riot act here and just writing the playbook and taking them to school. I mean, strong showing from Fierce right now, and although Slaughterhouse here has the chance to bring it back, I won't be surprised if they do, you know, because now they have 6 attacker rounds in a row, and as we know, the meta right now, attacker is so strong. So they have a very good chance here to string 6 rounds together immediately. However, you know, Fierce can't deny that. I think, you know, having Marbles and Adaxi big braining it as they are, I mean, they are reading these kids right now as we see these drawings come out, barbing everything. My problem with Quarterback Fallen is because it feels like there's only one way to really play this map. I mean, of course, you can go Brick House, but then as you see, because of the way Kitchen's laid out, it is such a funnel, and this being your first map, you don't want to wall charge it, particularly because you know what's coming up now, where wall charge is so much stronger on something like C-Store and also Factory, I think. This is not the map for it. Of course, we see Fierce calling it out, going to be keeping 1 or 2 players there in Brick House, as well as 1 in Club, I believe. The joke is Fierce likes to play tower defense, and that's what we're seeing. But I think it's going to work for them here. I have no reason to not believe it won't work. Slaughterhouse drawing everything on the map, really. I think they're going to go for that backstage breach. I wouldn't be surprised, and if they don't, I think they're gonna split Lumberyard. They're gonna split it up, go hallway possibly, and collapse on that backstage instead of going through Brick House. And as we see, Fierce placed very conservatively. 2 members in Brick House, easy rotation in as Slaughterhouse creeps their way towards that red door, copying Fierce.
Indeed, looks like Slaughterhouse is looking for a similar push. We do have Adaxi waiting for that push and that angle, but there is the free push now in from Josh on that Lumberyard position as Volpeez comes in to provide good cover and support for Josh with that AP-25. Looks like they're setting up for a possible breach here. They have the charge set, the pre-firing club. Here comes Adaxi with the rotation, and here comes the breach on backstage. Adaxi going to rotate out into hallway there. Adaxi taking some fire, but still staying alive. Marbles looking for the long shot across towards Executioner. Josh gets some shots as well, but Executioner will get that kill onto Adaxi in hallway as they take control of backstage and club, but they are still a little bit locked out. They have somewhat kind of compiled together on backstage and club, looking to get in there. Mackie Moose is blocked by that Molotov and barbed wire. As Red goes for the kill, Mackie will actually get that kill onto Red Elixir. Shots raining out from both sides as they're trying to wallbang each other. This is Kill House, so this is a really relatively common strategy to see. Marbles will get that kill into Mackie Moose, pushing fast in the kitchen. As Josh will get that trade onto Marbles. Star is still holding up in the backside of Brick House. They start defusing the bomb. There is only 1 player left for Fierce. That's Stars. Oh, and looks like they're staying alive. Shotgun battle. Volpeez will win the fight against Stars. And that is the run for Slaughterhouse. 1-3.
Absolutely. I mean, and like you said, this is Kill House. You can shoot through all of these walls. And actually, funnily enough, we saw Volps get a little spooked there by the chef cutout there, I believe, actually blasting into that by accident, you know, before getting up there and winning that shotgun battle. You know, this is such a, as much as we like to not talk about map metas in due process, you certainly tend to fall into them without new tiles coming up and everything, and it's fun because it's what makes the game competitive. But as you see, taking that backstage is so strong. But what was important for Slaughterhouse there was finding those kills, which they did. You know, really busting it open, taking 4 members back to the truck. I mean, decimating Fierce there, but we will see. You know, this is their time to win these 6 rounds in a row, with attacker being the state it's in, and it is so strong. Possibly we're going to see a copycat of the Fierce play here. Wall charge being marked out there, as well as a possible smoke, and Fierce is trying to read that, you know, marking out that nade and teller, things like that. Will be very interesting to see. Slaughterhouse possibly wanting to get on top of that truck. I don't know if they can. I haven't been able to figure it out, but, you know, Slaughterhouse, much better players than I am. So, will be interesting to see. A lot more. We see barbs coming out, storage and bathroom, not surprising. And, I mean, maybe it's a green take here. Would be very interesting to see, you know, all these sort of tight corners is so dangerous as attackers. So as we see, storage goes a little farther back. You have bulletproof cover with the pallet boxes there, as well as, you know, office with the power play is rough. It's, you know, you have an angle, you kick that door or shotgun it open, possibly you get one pumped, and then have the defender run away to bathroom. This is a scary, scary map, and I can't wait to see how Slaughterhouse deals with this. Possibly looks like an auto shotty coming out bathroom. Power weapons really being pulled out, and yep, 2 Legroses, which is unusual, but not for Fierce. So, not surprised.
As we see Slaughterhouse now pushing a little bit top side, a little bit on the middle. Mackie Moose is set up for that grenade on Tellers. If there is anybody in there, but I don't think anyone's actually going to be in there. Oh! Looks like the grenade didn't quite go where he expected it to. We do have everybody pushed around the backside from storefront. Executioner looking for that angle in store to try and see anybody in that position. But there's currently no one there. Here comes the breach. Adaxi with a nice Molotov to block the push, but looks like Mackie Moose will go through it. Here comes the aggressive push, double flash. Mackie Moose coming in very aggressive with that APS. Mackie Moose will get the kill onto Adaxi as Daya will get the kill onto Volpes. Marbles battling it out. Looks like Marbles will get the kill onto Josh. As Rezi is now held up in that tower position. Rezi will get the kill into Daya. Looks like Red is trying to get that kill on Executioner with that long angle. It's down to Executioner and Rezi in a 2v3 scenario. Red still holding that storefront. Looks like Marbles getting some advice to go around the side. Here comes the flank, and just like that, Marbles will get the kill onto Executioner. Only one more to go. That's going to be Rezi, the last one alive for Slaughterhouse. Looks like Rezi trying to get a shot across. He is focused on that bathroom position. He knows there's at least one player there, but doesn't know where Marbles currently is. Marbles currently kind of figuring out where to go. Looks like they're seeing up for a wallbang approach. Is he looking to get that line set up? Stars with that auto shotty, though. It's going to be very dangerous. Here comes the shots. Is he staying alive? Going for the angle. Really, really nice pick through here. Will he get the kill is the question. Is he aiming? Going for the kill. Doesn't quite land the shot. Bit of a waiting game now as Stars looking to get that kill here. Is he going aggressive? Going for the bomb. Less than 30 seconds left. Marbles just providing good cover, good support. Starts the bomb defuse, starts baiting it. Or is he trying to make a play here? Not a whole lot left of options. He has to go for it. 16 seconds left. He has to go for this kill. Oh! Stars will get that kill into Rezi. And that goes the run for Fierce. 4-1.
Yeah, that auto shotty in that position is so strong. I mean, just waiting and pouncing on Rezi there like the predator that Stars is with that auto shotgun. And also, as we see, Marbles picking up the clacker, that's going to be rough for Slaughterhouse. You know, the possibility of getting a kill with clacker is not only so fun, but also so scary. You know, for attackers, you really have to turn on your ears, and because while you can hear the clacker going, it's such a hard thing to do to place a charge and not get blown up by it. However, I mean, Slaughterhouse, they're just getting demolished by Fierce as they sort of tighten their grip. They did get a foothold there, but then, you know, it just didn't work out. Marbles playing that so well, being sneaky in arcade, but interestingly enough, they kept their auto shotgun. They kept everything they needed to, I think. They bring the KR back, and it's working out for them. You know, Slaughterhouse here knows, they do know that Fierce has a charge here, or has a clacker here. So I think they're going to be going just a good old-fashioned green door push, which is scary. We see the lines coming out there. Office can rain down hate on you, not only from the windows, but also getting different angles there on top of that highway outside of that office window. And Fierce reading Slaughterhouse like a book right now. We're seeing tons of barbs come out. 4, maybe 5, or even 6 were marked out, which is insane. But gonna really slow down this push from Slaughterhouse, covering not only that door, but into storage, and then also this very dangerous kill angle here on the south side of storage where that barb is marked, because then they're slowed. They can just rain on you from office. Office is so dangerous on this particular map setup. And Diagra with the cartoons again, never failing to disappoint. I love it. Dia, man, the memes are uncontainable. So this will be
Indeed, and
interesting.
here, look. Yes, indeed. This will be Slaughterhouse looking for the early breach in on servers. Looks like Dia has set up a, or at least Dia, the entirety of Fierce have set up a very barb-heavy strat. A little bit barbaric, if you ask me, but it will be effective, possibly. Here comes the actually grenade to block that servers and get rid of that barbed wire. Here comes the flash in on servers. Dia is waiting for this shot. There is an open window there, and it looks like they're gonna go for storage. See the barbed wire, they're going to have to run through it. Stars is waiting there with the auto shotty, though. This is going to be very, very aggressive. A double flash, Molotov. Executioner getting taken out by that Molotov. His red elixir will get the kill onto Volpes. Stopping that push. Here comes the breach on the fan. Looks like Dia will get that shot and kill onto Josh. His red elixir will take out Rezi, leaving it to just one player alive, and that is going to be Mackie Moose with that saber. Looking for this shot here. It is a 1v5. No one on Fierce currently dying yet. Although Dia will get that final kill to Mackie Moose, ending the series 5-1.
The clean sweep from Fierce, and also, I don't know if you noticed this, I don't think Fierce took any damage, which is just insane to not only clean sweep Slaughterhouse, but not to die along the way. And now, of course, we're getting the you know, traditional due process team killing fest, which is always fun to see. I mean, you got to do it. It's for the culture, my friend. You know, it's such a part. It's such a part of who we are as due process players is shooting your friends. But I mean, Fierce reading Slaughterhouse like a book. I don't know how many times I can say that, but it's true. We saw them, they called the play, and they executed on it perfectly. Obviously, they didn't die. None of the Fierce boys died. And then immediately identifying where Mackie Moose was there, and as we saw, really aggressively pushing him, all the members closing in on him, making it so he couldn't do anything. Although now we have new maps, new set. Slaughterhouse has 1 round in the bank. If they 6-round Fierce in this half, that's it. That's the game for them. They can do it here. Although I do personally wonder. I wonder how much power that Fierce is drawing from Dia's drawings. You know, every time we see those come out, Fierce is just, you know, on point. And I think it might be their source of power, honestly. Very interesting play coming out here from Slaughterhouse, wanting to red door into the button room and then swoop around, it seems, down past kitchen. Will be interesting to see how that plays out, because remember, this is a kill house map. They really want to go for Operation Thief Rush, the name of the map here, really pushing hard and aggressive onto that vault play. However, the barb from Fierce might ruin that for them. Calling out wall bangs there from 2 different members of Fierce, you know, I mean, that will be devastating on Slaughterhouse if that plays out right. Barb's coming out, you know, really focusing on playing the map from the southern side is something I see a lot from these teams, is they tend to give up certain sides of the map in favor for better positions, and really just letting Slaughterhouse waste their utility up here in the northern side as they get ready to charge.
Indeed, and here comes the push by Slaughterhouse. They're ready to go in towards lockers. A couple early shots out towards backstage. Here comes the breach on red door at lockers. But nothing's going to happen yet. They are waiting for that push in kitchen. Looks like Fierce are guarding that bomb site pretty heavily. The wallbang's captaining through. Stars looking to get that shot with that auto shotty. Early grenade to get rid of that barbed wire. Here comes the Molotov on the door button. Volpes and Mackie Moose getting taken out by Stars and Adaxi. Nice shot there. Again, shots coming out through both sides. This is Kill House, so wallbangables is a thing. It's going to be a very common thing we'll see a lot. Here comes the aggressive push here by Adaxi. Looking to get a little bit of chip health, but doesn't quite get anything just yet. But Josh will get that kill onto Adaxi, trading him up. Star is getting pushed heavily, but will have to go back. He's running out of room. He has to rotate out into office. Has to take control of the button. They haven't pressed it just yet, but they are just waiting for that push. Dia is also waiting for the aggressive push. Looks like Dia kind of stuck trying to when to rotate. Here comes the aggressive Barb actually on the green door near office. Ooh, and Marbles with a nice Molotov to kind of push Marbles, or to push Josh at least, over in that position there. Kind of pinning him in there. Stars could actually run out and probably get this kill, as Josh is currently focused heavily on that office position, not on that right side. Here comes the push, and yes, Stars will get that kill onto Josh. Nicely done there. Rezi kind of stuck in a bad spot. Yeah, it's a devastating weapon. Rezi is waiting for this push. He knows where Stars is. Has an idea where Marbles is, but Dia is still a mystery to Slaughterhouse. Here comes the flash, and Resi will get that kill onto Stars, leaving it to just Daya and Marbles last alive in a 2v2 scenario. Resi going for this push in hallway. It looks like Executioner getting the info to go around the backside. They're going to push the button to open up the vault. Less than 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, from below.
Marbles will get the kill into X. Nice shot there by Marbles, and it's all down to Resi. They stack up on the bomb. They're going to have to go on the side. Oh, looks like Red looking for the shot onto Resi. 15 seconds remaining. Resi has to run. He has to run and get these kills in an instant. Too little, too late. Red will get the kill. And that is the round for Fierce, 6-1.
Yeah, that's it. That was classic Fierce play. Just really, as Adaxius said, playing the game as the developers intended. Molly, shoot, fall back, Molly. And, Mollies are scary right now. 120 DPS is not a good time for either team. That is going to cook you up real good. But, Fierce, everyone talks about how the auto shot is only good when it's up close. But as we saw, that's not true. We see how huge that spreads gets for firing down through those walls is just amazing. And Adaxi really doing work up there through the walls, and they have secured at very least the tie and closing in on the win. I mean, this is Fierce being fierce. It is just a absolute beatdown. Oh, classic storefront, Edge Viper. Very nice arcade with my favorite game, DDR, there chilling. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see anyone get to play that, but Slaughterhouse and, again, Fierce, I believe, reading them like a book, calling for that very classic storefront wall charge in onto this bomb. Slaughterhouse getting a little creative with it, calling for smokes, not only to smoke off arcade, but also freezer, not something you normally see. What is interesting about this particular layout, though, is this this L-shaped sort of teller here. You have not only have the green door, but what is so powerful about this, if you take this as attackers, not only does it give you access to freezer, which will be unobstructed because of the smoke they have here, so they can really shoot down, it also gives them a rotation into that. So generally what we see from teams here is if you can control teller and storefront, the game is yours. It's easy, because not only then you cover all the rotations, then normally one of the scariest places for any defender to be is in that freezer, because attackers just don't have a good time going through there. I mean, Fierce might be stepping on their own toes a little bit with these barbs, trying to prevent these pushes, but we'll have to see how they react. I think they can. So we see blowing out of rotations in freezer. Won't do much for them if Slaughterhouse does do the smokes they've called out as they exit the truck. It's going to be a good round.
I definitely have to agree. This is going to be a very, very interesting and dynamic round as they push up and get near the storefront. Looks like they're setting up for the charge. Looks like the charge has been set. Here comes the breach on storefront. Dax will be the first one to fight. A double smoke on that freeze and arcade position as shots rain out. Looks like Volpe's looking for the danger close shot here. Oh, Volpe's will get the kill on the Red as Red will trade, taking out Executioner. Looks like the Molotov on the bomb. They're really effective. Volpe's getting the kills while on the Daya. As Josh takes out Marbles on the freezer. Josh actually taking the kills while onto Adaxi as Adaxi takes out Resi while he dies. Stars going for the shot and kill. He will get it onto Volpe's. It is down to Stars last alive. They're already on the bomb. Stars has to hurry. They partially cap it up. Stars getting pushed on all sides. And Josh will get that final kill. There goes the run for Slaughterhouse. 2-6.
Yeah, and that's one thing to remember. I don't know if that freezer door was open, but the AP-25 has such massive pen power. Not only can it fire through red doors, but also those freezer doors where you do need large rifle calibers to pen through that. And Slaughterhouse there, getting back in the game. Like I said, talk about really wanting to take control of that tellers. Also, smart move from Slaughterhouse. If it did go down to the wire, they took advantage of the smokes and were able to tap the bomb up to around 30% being done. So great plays from them. Also, not only buying them more time, but using effective use of their smoke cover and shotguns, as we see, not as bad as everyone says. I will be defiant of that. Getting those one pumps out. Maybe it's not the gun. Maybe it's you, and I'm sorry to be the one to tell you that because your parents won't. But Fierce here on the back foot for the moment. But, I mean, I just think they're winding up a big right hook here. Liberty Horus is our factory map. And oh my god, is this thing open? This will be scary for Slaughterhouse. Fierce calling out the possibility of a server power play. Interestingly enough, we don't normally see power plays on C-Store, only on these longer angles with Factory. And I think that's because of the way the visuals work currently is C-Store it actually tends to be fairly bright, so you can actually see decently well, not perfectly, but decently well, particularly in places like Freezer, where in my experience, I actually see better without night vision in Freezer when the lights are off than with it. But here, with how open this is, and particularly how strange this monolith is in the middle of shelving, highway you can't get to, and also not only with that green fan, you can parkour onto that highway, but I don't know what it will do for you. Also, Stuffed, I don't know why they would put their dumpsters there. Can you really? I don't think you can get to those dumpsters. Do you just like leave your trash there, or?
I think they just throw it up really, real high, kind of go for that Kobe attempt.
Oh yeah, they like the
that.
Kobe. Obviously, whoever built this really loves Kobe because they will just want to throw that shit in there all day. More smoke's being called out from Slaughterhouse last minute. Really going for that red door, but again, Fierce reading them. But will they be able to close the game out here? I don't know. Mop coming out. This is scary, man. This is to the wire, and it is Slaughterhouse's moment to shine if they get this round.
Indeed, they did shoot at the green fan early on, but it looks like they're going to be waiting for this push here. They're all getting in position. They're making a lot of noise rotating the servers, though, so it is going to give Red Elixir a little bit of a heads up. There's probably going to be a charge here. Here comes the breach. Here comes the flash. Flash a little early there. Looks like Red will be able to get a couple early shots and then get out of there at least. Exy will get the kill onto Adaxi as Marbles takes out Mackie Moose. Red getting the next kill onto Exy on that white door there. Looks like Marbles waiting with that mop as well, trying to battle it out against Josh with the saber. So a bit of a sniper battle here as it is just 3 players alive for Slaughterhouse. Now going to rotate back in and probably through green door. You can tell Fierce is waiting for that red door push. They had an idea that's probably happened. They're taking a long time though. Daya is waiting at that green fan if they do decide to push it. Here comes the flash, or actually the smoke on that position here. And here comes the push. Looks like Gracie will be the first one to drop out of highway. Fulpy's going for the battle here. Here comes the multiple flashes. Daya still waiting for that push by Josh. Shots raining out as Daya will get the kill onto Josh. And it is down to Rezi and Vulpes, last alive for Slaughterhouse. Marbles with the danger close. He goes for the pistol, and Rezi will get the kill onto Marbles as Daya will take out Rezi, leaving it to just Vulpes last alive in a 1v3 scenario. Coming on the backside, and that is the game.
I mean,
7-2.
Ooh, that was brutal. Fierce. Man, someone on Fierce has done their homework. I mean, calling these plays. It's insane. It's almost like one of them knows every step that's going to happen. They are playing 4D chess here today against Slaughterhouse, and Slaughterhouse just isn't able to find that footing. However, this is a best of 2. Slaughterhouse has a chance to come back here, and I think they can pull it off. I mean, I really do. Slaughterhouse is a great team. What do you think, Stuffed?
That was a very, very interesting performance by all of Fierce and by Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse doing a really good push. They tried to split there. They tell they couldn't really get in there, so they tried that fan push to try and fake him out. But Fierce, they read it really well. They knew that, okay, it's taking a little too long. Let's just do a quick 180. We're already in position for fan. As soon as that round was over, and as soon as that kind of play was made, trying to rotate back, it was GG. They tried to retake it a little bit, but ultimately, strong play there from both sides. But really, it was just Fierce destroying Slaughterhouse there.
Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting shift in pace we saw from yesterday's games. We had Mazer tie and then win their second game against Flogels. And then SPG and Hypa, both games were tied. So, and then we get the absolute stomp of a game from BTG on momentum. And now Fierce is trying to do that too. Hashtag stay fierce. They're trying to bring out the hippos in them, I guess. I never really got that.
Competitors.
Yeah, they are fierce competitors. I mean, why hippos though? I mean, I will give them props. They do have some of the coolest designs because each one's different. But are hippos fierce? What do you think, Stuff? Are hippos fierce?
They can be if you're going up against them in a game of due process. That is for sure.
Apparently.
Yeah, the main reason why they are, I believe, hippos for this one is a poll on Twitter. They were selected as the animal of choice for their next season, which is why we have them as hippos. However, they are, while they may be big and they may be, very powerful, they're still hippos, which means it's going to be a little bit dangerous there on some of the night maps.
As always, I mean, death by Twitter is always my favorite thing. But, Slaughterhouse, you know, pulling out some sort of older plays, and obviously someone on Fierce, either I'm assuming Marbles or Adex, has, done their research. They have scouted out Slaughterhouse. They are so dangerous right now, particularly in this matchup. I mean, Fierce is, like you said, fierce competitors, and I am excited for game 2. That was exciting to watch. That wasn't so much of a hard stomp, but just it was fun to watch. We're watching two very experienced teams right now. Earlier in the day we got to see Momentum and BTG, which was sort of the new kids on the block versus a little more old guard, and now we get to see two teams that have played this game for a long time, who know what they're doing, really duke it out, and it's fun. This is a great game to watch, and despite it being 7-2, still insane. I think Slaughterhouse do have a very good chance of bringing it back, but the way Fierce is playing, I am scared. I think Fierce might, go for the double win here today along with BTG. Is that how you're feeling, Stuffed?
So it's a little bit interesting in that Fierce have been really strong competitors. They've had the really good map meta. They've read it a lot stronger, and they've kind of been pre-predicting Slaughterhouse before they even figure out what's happening a lot of the rounds. But when it comes to gun battles, it's been a little bit of a mixed bag. There are times where Slaughterhouse will get those gun kills, and just through sheer in-game performance of just in the actual field doing their actual battles, they're able to get a couple rounds here. If Fierce actually fumble on any of these plays reading maps, this could be a game for Slaughterhouse. But if it's Fierce, if they have things figured out well enough, I think we're going to see Fierce stomp them again. It's really going to be up to Slaughterhouse to really pull out all the stops to try and figure out how to try and counter these maps coming up, and how to figure out what Fierce are doing. Because they really got to figure out what Fierce are planning and kind of pre-predict that and trying to go for that counter. Because right now, it seems like, at least from what I can tell, Slaughterhouse, they're playing standard, but they're not playing off meta to where it's throwing them off some. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think there needs to be a certain amount of unpredictability in the creativity that we do see. Like I think a great example of that was Momentum, how they were able to take 3 rounds from BTG. Still losing the game, but still taking 3 rounds is a big deal coming off of a 7-0. But I think you're right. Fierce here is just doing such a great job. And I believe I want to talk about a little bit more about your point about the aim battles, because due process, and I think the reason a lot of us like it is because it's not just, this isn't Call of Duty. You don't run in, you don't gun people down all the time. There is an element of strategy here that is obviously so important to the game. This is why I think a lot of us love to play this game. Of course, we can go in our pubs, we can, casual it up and just out-aim players, but what really makes the game fun is this competitive style of play. Trying to be one step ahead of your opponent, and in this case, with Fierce's case, is like 2 or 3 steps ahead, playing 4D chess, and, playing with Slaughterhouse almost like test subjects. This is really interesting. But this is where tactics come into the game. This is why this game is a tactical shooter, and I think most people misinterpret that, because we see a lot of new players who come into the game. They play this game so slow, clearing rooms, and that's, it's the way they want to play. But in comparison, the competitive scene right now with Upper League, as we're watching, that is not how this game is played. This is not Arma. This is not Ground Branch. This is not SWAT 4. This is not okay, now we're ready to kick this door, kick it, flashbang in, let it pop, and let's go. Attackers aren't affected by flashbangs. You throw that in, you want to be on top of your flashbang when it pops. And also now we're still seeing a lot of the side effects from the recent change to flashbangs that came out recently, where, at least in my experience, it can be a little more annoying with the aim punch, and the blinding effects have been changed. So now also you yourself on your screen will glow like you're a golden god or something. It's kind of ridiculous. But these changes here, as we've seen, have been very, very interesting to watch in the competitive scene that we haven't been able to see before. We really only saw that with qualifiers, and also any of the tournaments leading up to this we didn't have before the change, because the major meta change came right before qualifiers, where barbed wire was slowed and mollies did less damage, to where I think a lot of people basically said it was horrible because they didn't do anything. And then we did see that reverted, but you know, it was great. It's, you know, I think the game's in a very healthy state right now personally. You know, of course attackers are very strong, but the, you know, fine nuances and everything. But you know, Stuff Shark, I want to get your opinion. Of course, I'm a DPL player. I play on Hypa. You know, what has your experience been watching DPL and casting it versus what your experience has been playing in the game?
So, from my experience of playing in the game, I've mostly done just a couple casual stuff. I have done at least, I think, 2 or 3 competitive matches, but those were also in a similar style of sort of a casual-esque, you know, playing for fun. Although it is playing seriously, it's still playing mostly for fun. I have not been participating in any scrims or matches officially within the DPL or for any other league or with any actual official team yet. I have a lot of experience from Insurgency, which is a little bit much faster, but similarly tactical, to where you have that kind of back and forth. And overall, it's a very, very interesting game. It's almost like tactical chess in a way, where you have this, there's so much foresight into what you do, how you do things, that actually getting in there and really doing it, it's a very, very different game from the casual to competitive side, but still very, very fun to see. Although I think we're about to get in game relatively soon, I believe.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to see this game. And I know yesterday when I was playing with Hypa, we had a 40-minute delay because of the servers, but you know, that's how it is. And oh good, we are getting into the game, and here we are with our first C-Storm map, Slaughterhouse defending and Fierce on attacker side now. This map is interesting. Phoenix Apollo. What is so fascinating to me about this map is, if we notice, that is what is very interesting really, is this power out here in Shed. But more than that, as we see Fierce drawing lines here, these green doors can be shotgunned open. So essentially what you can do as an attacker is shotgun open these doors and basically clear a good portion of arcade and or storage before you even have to get in there. It basically making free windows. As we see another power drawing coming out from Daya. Love to see it, and I think that's a good omen for Fierce here, as they call out these places to be. We do see possibly a red door charge coming out, wanting to swoop around, but also calling out this very long angle that I'm expecting, and obviously Fierce is expecting Slaughterhouse to hold, which is all the way through here from arcade to office. That is scary. And I think that's what we're going to be able to see, as well as possibly 2 players of Slaughterhouse in on arcade and 1 in freezer. Slaughterhouse really seeming to like these barbs on the green doors. Very interesting to see. Pretty conservative play here with a Knack, a KR, and an Ingmar coming out from defenders, as Fierce wants to get the tempo going.
Indeed, looks like they're about ready to start on bathroom. Looks like Volpes will rotate out. Fierce looking to set up for that Shed push. I'm guessing it's going to be a power play, but we'll have to wait and see. There are set up on that arcade. They're going for the red door. Josh and Maximus are in position, though. So Maximus needs to be careful when they breach. Looks like Daxi is set up, waiting for that push. Here comes the breach. The Molotov to block the push. And as you can see, we see Slaughterhouse rotating back in and behind, trying to cover up the sides. They're going to give away the arcade, but they're going to try to lock down storage and lock down Shed. But Daya is waiting in that freezer. He's waiting in the greener position. A smoke on the office. And here comes the flash and push. Josh going in for the kill. Marbles will get that kill onto Josh for the first kill of the game, as Mackie Moose will get the kill onto Red Elixir in the meantime. Still control of arcade by Fierce. As they wait for the push. Looks like Executioner looking for the long cross shot there with the Ingmar. Actually will not get any kills on that one, but Volpe's taking a lot of fire here from Daya. The power play has now been made, as Marbles will get the kill into Executioner. And a bit of a cross play here, as we have both teams kind of split in the middle here. Looks like Mackie Moose looking for the shot through freezer. Mackie Moose just waiting. They're drawing a line. They know where Mackie Moose is. They just have to try and get to him. Looks like Mackie Moose going for the shot and kill. He will get that kill onto Adaxi. As far as now pushes him with that shotgun. Goes danger close, but he runs right behind Mackie Mouse. He gets the kill. Mackie Moose, for that matter. Marbles will get the trade on the Mackie Moose finally. Daya and Marbles tied up. Make that Resi getting the kill to Daya, leaving just Marbles last alive in a 1v2 scenario. Marbles also low on health. And Resi will get that final kill. That's the round for Slaughterhouse. 1-0.
Honestly, whoever thought bombs could be lifesavers here? I mean, Resi there masterfully, like a jack-in-the-box, hiding behind that bomb, just threatening Daya and Marbles there the entire time. And, you know, unsurprisingly, really did a great job. That Ingmar doing work from that office to arcade angle there for Slaughterhouse. And, you know, shutting Fierce down. I mean, just really change of tempo here, which is nice to see. You know, Slaughterhouse really wanting to bring this one home. Interesting enough to see a power play there. We don't normally see those on C-stores, so I wonder, even if Slaughterhouse was able to grab the MVGs, if Fierce took them, it's only 2, so not enough to really be too much of an issue unless they want to go for some super bold play on Factory. Now, ooh, this map, double axe. Interestingly enough, map doesn't look like a double axe, but possibly what a body would look like after coming into contact with 2 axes. This map is scary. Because what we often see defenders do here is really hold strong from backstage, denying this club entry from lockers, you know, conceding lockers and kitchen normally, playing from office, hallway, and backstage. Wallbang line coming out from Slaughterhouse, wanting to defend that button, really smart from them. Fierce doing a lot of the planning, it looks like, for Slaughterhouse. Fierce, you know, trying to read them like they did last game. Wonder how that will work out. Calling out 2 barbs in kitchen. You know, possibly, maybe Marbles or Adaxi are also the IGLs for Slaughterhouse. Who knows? Could be masquerading. Someone could be playing on 2 computers here. I don't know. Gonna really expect to see a strong hold on backstage here, particularly because Fierce is going through this green door kitchen play. We do see 2 members of Slaughterhouse there in kitchen, Barb coming out there, 2 members in club, and 1, of course, always going to be in the ever infamous office where you have to be with Vault right now. And I can't wait to see what happens here. This will be exciting.
Definitely. As we see Fierce now rotate in from lockers, it looks like they're going to go for a double breach on lockers with the free green door and that blue window. Possibly a grenade in there to flash it to open it up. We don't have any big players currently in lockers, although they are waiting on the outside rotations for that one, for one in kitchen, and of course Maximus with the mop in club looking for that long shot across on those curly fries, otherwise known as barbed wires. Looks like here comes the triple flash. They push in through lockers. Not currently contested at all, but is definitely going to be giving away their position that they are over there. Slaughterhouse is waiting, mostly in office, but also a little bit in club, and Josh, of course, waiting back in the backstage. Here comes the double flash. Daya going for the shot and kill. He will get it onto Volpes. As they double grenade, they clear up that barbed wire in lockers. But Maximus still waiting. A nice smoke to block that coverage. Looks like Maximus will go for the shot before the players are there just quite yet. Josh looking for the shot with the Ingmar. Looks like Maximus is going to have to push in danger close with that pistol, or will go for that mop shot. It's going to be a little dangerous. Nice Molotov to block that as well. As Daya will get the kill on the Volpes. Marbles will get the kill on the Mackie Moose. And looks like Exy, nice Molotov there, blocking that push on office. So it's a bit of a waiting game now. As Josh rotates up into the backside here. He could actually go for the wall bang over into kitchen, but opts to play it safe. We'll wait for these players instead. Resi will get the kill on Daxi in the meantime, as Daya will trade taking out Resi on office. So office control is now for Fierce. They just have to get in there, but they still need to get to that button. Josh will get that kill on red, going for, it looks like the button. The button play has now been made. Is now open via hallway, so the bomb is now guarded. Exy did get onto the bomb. Looks like the button's opening. Exy about to get into fight here with Daya. And Stars will get the kill on the Executioner. And that is the round for Fierce. 1-1.
You know, great plays there, actually. No charges used from Fierce, ingeniously going through lockers and then shotgunning open the kitchen red door from the inside. But, you know, picking up that mop, that will be devastating against Slaughterhouse on Factory, which is our next layout. Also, you know, shout out to Executioner here. That's a scary position to be in. While, you know, of course, Fierce didn't have any utility or flashes to play him out, though, we did see him trying to play around that, possibly to rush out into them once they threw their flashes instead of playing a more defensive corner. So, you know, that's one of the big economy things that come into play in the middle of the round, too, because you always have to expect that they have a flash. You know, it's very hard to not expect a flash because they are so strong from attackers, but didn't matter. Fierce gunning down Executioner there in the vault, kind of Al Capone style, just done. Can't wait to, Fierce has got a mop now. Fierce has got a mop, and that will not be fun. Whenever an attacker gets a mop, it turns into it. Honestly, at that point, Due Process feels like a mid-2000s Call of Duty montage. Just like brace fires and quick scopes and everything. It's insane. Slaughterhouse gonna have a hard time defending on Shattered Attila. I mean, this will be rough. Fierce really wanting to go for something aggressive here, possibly a 2-fan and a 2 servers play, as well as sending someone dock. Not surprising, but Slaughterhouse setting up for this really well. Completely going to concede the south side of the map, not even going to try and mess with dock and servers, because what makes that more powerful now is also the big implication that Fierce will not be doing power play because they lost the C-Store power play. Which I'm assuming they had NVGs, so Slaughterhouse possibly having 2 NVGs here could really, if Fierce somehow decides to go for power, which I doubt they will, really be detrimental to Fierce, actually, instead of helping them at all. Again, big thing we're starting to see now work its way into the competitive meta from beloved Inked Geek on Hypa, throwing things through the windows. A smoke coming out, shelving to protect that fan push, as well as probably, I would assume, a flash. But, who knows what's going to happen at this point as Slaughterhouse works their way, places all of their utility, and move back towards the northern side of the map as the round starts.
Indeed, as we see Fierce set up for a smoke. Looks like it might be a flash too, through the windows, onto shelving. Executioner is waiting with the leg rust. Mackie moves down below. Looks like the fan breach has been made. They're getting up there eventually, but a Molotov to block that push is going to be a smart play to make. We also have Vacuum with the clacker, actually. I think he broke it a little early there. They heard the play being made and opt to break it. We do have a Daxi waiting at the green door. Looks like they're looking for that lucky shot across into servers. As Josh waits with Mackie Moose on that side. Looks like Red's waiting for that Molotov to dissipate. Executioner is waiting with the Legros, as is Volpes and Rezi with the KN, looking for that shot. They're breaching through servers, but they're still waiting for that storage push. Trying to clear things out. The breach on dock has also been made by Marbles with that Saber. Looking for the shot across. He could get a kill possibly into Volpes if Volpes isn't careful. If he's out of cover at least. Looks like it's a bit of a waiting game now. They're drawing out time. As Adaxi pushes around, Volpes will get the shot across. Will not quite get the kill, but we'll definitely alert the team that they are there. Marbles now breaching in with Adaxi. They're tied together. As Dio will get the first kill onto Josh for this round. Maximus is still in position. It's a bit of a waiting game here. Red now pushing in with Stars on shelving. Oh, it's Red will get the kill on Rezi, surprising him from behind as Marble takes some damage from Volpes. Adaxi will get the kill to Volpes as Mackie will get the kill onto Red. And Stars will get that kill onto Exy. Mackie Moose getting the pistol kill actually on the Stars from a long ways away. Nice shot there. Not an easy weapon to get a kill with at that distance. Mackie Moose going in danger close. He will get the shotgun kill to Adaxi. Leaving it to just Marbles going for the ninja defuse. Here comes... Oh, Dia will get the kill to Mackie. And that is going to be the round. Fierce take it 2-1.
Yeah, and Mackie there trying to turn into Sonic, trying to go fast there, not working out for him, unfortunately. But, that was just huge. Hey, Mackie coming in huge with the 3K. Fierce, of course, going for turning themselves into toxic goo. But who knows? This game is still anyone's right now. Fierce playing very well. Fierce now going to be on the back foot as defenders. As we know right now, because Slaughterhouse was able to secure that one round, in my opinion, they have a very good chance to close out the game here if they get 6 attacker rounds in a row, just because of the current state of the game and how attackers are. But as we've seen, Fierce in last game has been reading them, playing, talk about how you called Due Process sort of like chess here stuff. It is certainly going to be interesting to see how if Fierce is able to read them right here, they are going to really, really crush Slaughterhouse here. Slaughterhouse, I believe, wanting to go for a regular good old-fashioned green door play. Funnily enough, in this freezer, I didn't get a chance to talk about it last time, but if you notice this window here, it's actually, if I remember correctly, it's actually bulletproof glass. So it's a great way to gather information without getting traded on as well. With this freezer and oh no, Fierce is reading Slaughterhouse. We have a wall charge drawn out on the map and a smoke in arcade. That will be not fun for them. Fierce drawing up the molly plays and everything, but man, talk about reading them. This is just. I think Fierce has stolen some intel, possibly downloaded the Slaughterhouse playbook. I mean, they are just. Look, I mean, if you just look at these drawings, they are really calling it out. Of course, we have mollies drawn on both arcade and storefront, but as well as someone sitting bathroom to really prevent that green door play there from Slaughterhouse, and this is looking up to be just a pun intended slaughter on Slaughterhouse here from Fierce. I am not hopeful for this one. Let's hope they play out and win this one.
Indeed, these are very aggressive cave paintings showing the strategies that are going to be very, very, very destructive against Slaughterhouse there. Let's go ahead and see what's going to happen here. Looks like they're setting up for a storefront breach. It actually is in position there. They throw in the Molotov to block the push. Delaying some time. Executioner is in the back, though, looking for some sight lines. Here comes the breach. Early pre-fires in towards Freeze. They're not going to find anybody there, but Marbles is waiting. Another Molotov to block that push. Adaxi looking for the long shot across towards Volpes and Resi. Will he get any kills? You'll get a little bit of damage into Resi, but not a whole lot else. They trigger him to smoke and push in towards the storefront. Marbles will get the kill into Volpes. As Mackie Moose going for that push towards Tellers. Dia is waiting right next to him in office. This could be a very, very close engagement. As they're shooting across. Oh, and Resi will get the kill. Actually get killed by Adaxi as Josh takes out Marbles. Adaxi will take out Josh. And now it is down to a 4v1. 4v2, actually. We have Executioner and Mackie Moose still in there. Mackie Moose will get that kill onto Adaxi. But he's going to have to watch out for Stars, who is very, very close with that auto shotty. Not a place you want to be for Executioner, but still a chance for that to happen. Red is waiting for Mackie Moose to make a play there. As Executioner rotates out, he will go for the aggressive push on storefront. Mackie Moose knows where Dia is. Looks like Stars trying to fight across with Executioner, but looks like Red will get the flank kill onto Executioner, leaving just Mackie Moose last alive in a 1v3 scenario. Mackie Moose going for the rotation. Looks like Dia did not spot that rotation happen, so they're still thinking he's at storefront. You can tell everyone is very, very focused on that. Although we did see, it looks like they were drawn on the map there. They do know that he rotated arcade. They just don't know where yet. Less than 30 seconds remaining as Mackie waiting for this push. Not a lot of options. Looks to bait out the flank and will actually go for the aggressive push. You can tell they've directed the lines now towards storage and towards that possible flank. Mackie was trying to get the shot across with the Legros. Goes for the bomb defuse. 15 seconds left. He has to hurry. Oh, and Red will get that final kill. There is Fierce with the round. 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, Red there opening the door and then closing the door on Mackie's life. Just brutal. And Mackie having a rough time there, having to pick up a Legros, actually, which is kind of widely regarded as one of the not-so-favorite guns on the defender side. And, having to use that is quite unfortunate after running out of ammo on your AP. But, Fierce, again, Red Slaughterhouse, and then executed on that read so well. Keeping the auto shotty, and certainly, I mean, that was an expensive round for Slaughterhouse, wall charge, but also we have to keep in mind Slaughterhouse here has the advantage of knowing the next two maps. So wall charge for them, they decided was not something they wanted to use on either map setup, so they were able to make that call, which, if we remember, Fierce didn't have the luxury of doing. Now, back to double axe here. Slaughterhouse hoping to bring home a round with this map. Fierce going for a fairly standard play, barbing button, barbing club, and also barbing kitchen. I would not be surprised to see a very similar hold having, Mop back here in backstage, or at very least an Ingmar or a Legros as well. Slaughterhouse seeming to learn from Fierce's play, wanting to go through lockers and then open up Red Door Kitchen instead, not wanting to waste a charge because they're already down one, and, the factory layout they do have will not be fun without a charge. As we see, Slaughterhouse making huge use of their smokes, wanting to smoke out backstage there so they can hopefully get some way up onto club to be able to open vault for their teammates in kitchen. But this will be hard. This is kill house. I mean, this is dangerous. This is, as we see, a line drawn all the way through office to hallway, and even down in the club, that onto that barb there in bar. That will be scary. You can shoot through all of this, and just because you can shoot through it doesn't mean they can't shoot back. You do see that Ingmar coming out backstage. Expected to see 2 KRs, 2 Ingmars, and a Legros. Interesting to bring that out, particularly when you have Factory next. This is a big confident play from Fierce.
Indeed, Fierce are ready to go with a longer, rather unique weapon. I think they're going for the wallbang approach more than the other ones. We do see Slaughterhouse breaching in through lockers. Just like Rezi is nearby with that red door at kitchen. Adaxi will be the first one to get in contact. Looks like they already heard the breach happen in lockers, so they're going for the pre-fire shots in. No damage currently done. Here comes the shots. Rezi taking some damage, but will stay alive. More shots raining out from both sides as they attempt to wallbang through everything, trying to shoot at each other, but just quite not getting any kills. A little bit of damage, though, done to Adaxi. Looks like that will be it for the moment. As they're trying to push into here, they actually will go through the barb directly. Looks like Diet getting flash, has to push back away from that green door there. Ooh, a nice flash there right onto red as they smoke that club up and trying to get that push in through. Looks like they're going to rotate back and go towards kitchen. Adaxi should be ready for this push. We do see Diet kind of playing a floating position there, trying to go for back and forth, trying to cover both sides as Volpes will be the first one to run into contact as Adaxi. Here comes the push, and Adaxi will get that kill onto Volpes as Rezi will take out Stars and Mackie will take out Adaxi on that office push. The door button has been pushed and made. Executioner will get the kill on the marbles in the meantime. Rezi's on the bomb defending it, or defusing it at least. It's too little too late, I think, for Fierce, as that will be the last kill. Josh getting a double kill on the die on red. Executioner getting the kill on the marbles, and that will be it for the round. Slaughterhouse take it 2-3.
Man, Rezi there sliding in through that vault last second like Flat Stanley. I mean, just barely making it through. That was a close round from Slaughterhouse. Well played, but if you look at their health, they are low. Everyone except for the one they had watching Button was, you know, that was an intense fight. Pushing in 4v2 there in the office, but also had Red, I believe, there gunning through these paper-thin walls in Killhouse here. Not surprised to see, but well played from Slaughterhouse. Taking back around here. You know, this is certainly not going to be the same game that we saw last time. Fierce playing well, but Slaughterhouse just doing it better and getting certainly lucky that Rezi was able to slip into vault there. It would have been a different game if that didn't happen, and I think Fierce would have won it personally. But you know, that's what's great about due process. It does come down to the wire like that sometimes. And it is just such a joy to watch and to play. Now, we have to keep in mind, going into the factory map here, they used a lot of their long-range guns that last map. We saw 2 Ingmars coming out, a Legros, and I believe a KR or 2. So this will be very scary as Fierce. I think they're going to want to be playing close angles here, most likely in storage and shelving, conceding a lot of the longer places, probably playing under fan. Barb's coming out in server, as well as a call for a possible dock breach of some kind, whether it's a door charge to get a peek hole onto VATS, or a can't do wall charge. They use that C-store. I just had to remind myself. This game gets intense. Calling for someone to hide from Fierce in servers, I think that's going to be huge for them, because they know they have to play this a certain way because they do not have Ingmars or Legroses here. This will be rough for them. Slaughterhouse, I think, going for a double push through Fan and the possibility of a green door, but most likely Fan, really wanting to push Fierce here off of the site, off of any possible close angles outside of possibly the mop. I think is going to hold that Fan. Man, this is Fierce's round. This is their round to lose, and I don't know what's going to happen before they get on to the next set. Auto Shotty in storage. This is scary, man. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very dynamic map. I think we're going to see a lot more aggressive plays coming out. Early red door breach, and looks like Josh going fast through the highway. They're going for a very, very aggressive strategy as Josh got the kill on the red elixir. Marbles looking to try and get that kill. But actually waiting for the long cross shot there. He will get the kill onto Josh through those vats as Maximus will get the kill onto Stars. A nice nade kill onto a Daxi. Only 2 remaining for Fierce. As Executioner will get the kill on the Dia, trying to rotate back. Looks like Marbles going for the quick scope there. Not going to land the shot. Resi will get that kill. And that is Slaughterhouse taking the round 3-3.
Yeah, tying it up there. Slaughterhouse coming in so fast, you know, and unfortunately, the last member of Fierce there trying to pull off some Naruto stuff, hiding in the smoke, just not working out for them. And of course, now we have Slaughterhouse killing themselves, as is dictated by our cultural laws here of due process. But this is a different game now. This is 3-3. This set is tied. This is not Fierce stomping Slaughterhouse anymore. And that is fun to watch. I mean, Slaughterhouse there, overwhelming Fierce, not letting them use any of their abilities to, or any of those weapons to push them back off of that, as well as some of Fierce's defensive measures actually counteracted what they were able to do. So if we noticed there was a molly down there outside of storage that actually prevented the auto shotty there from pushing onto site to hopefully kill those guys. But who knows? Classic map name, Dragon Bear. This map is so strange. I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, what in the hell am I looking at? If we notice, as Slaughterhouse is so conveniently marked out for me, these stairs, we have roof access, but there is no window on roof. However, because you can't walk around the map on the north side, the developers have given us these stairs here. So what I have seen is people circumventing this office window to prevent any kind of peek there, hopping up here on roof, and then because there's no fall damage, jumping down and then going through green door, kind of trying to catch those boys on the inside by surprise. Interestingly enough, Fierce, for the first time in a while, I believe, is reading Slaughterhouse wrong here, calling for a possible red door or storefront breach from the south. However, nope, Slaughterhouse just drew that out, but they were drawing for a teller push here, either via a wall charge through there or into storefront itself. Will be very interesting to see what happens here. Pretty much, you know, circumventing any of the barb that Fierce here is going to be placing on defense. 1 in freezer, 2 in office there, and really, really avoiding that. It will, you know, this is a game to watch, and I think this will be Slaughterhouse's round as they exit the truck.
Indeed, I think this is going to be a very, very dynamic map, a little bit more than the last one, although the last one was pretty dynamic, very, very fast and crazy. They will breach into office, but here comes the fight about to happen here on that office arcade door. Here comes the breach on Teller. Triple flash, Marbles having to rotate back. A good Molotov to block that push. Looks like a Daxi looking for the shot across. With a little bit of damage into Josh, but we'll almost get the kill. Not quite enough for the kill, but Daxi will finally get the kill into Josh. As Stars will take Execution to rotating on the backside of the bathroom. Dia also rotating back in the bathroom, looking to get that flanking kill. Volpe's aiming for that shot, though. They know that this player is probably over there. They knew that at least one player died back there. Because Maximus going for the kill. He will go for it. Oh, Stars will get that kill. Well, like, actually gets killed by Maximus there on bathroom. As we see Volpe's and Resi pushing in on the backside of the bottom there on arcade. He will get the kill onto a Daxi. And Marble is kind of stuck, waiting to try and cover 2 places at once. Red Elixir, though, will get the kill into Resi, as Volpe's will now have to push out. This is going to be a dangerous one for him to go for. Volpe's trying to sneak through here alongside Maximus, trying to get into Tellers. Marbles will get the shot into Maximus, and just like that, Red Elixir getting the kill. That is the round for Fierce, 4-3.
Yeah, that molly there on that wall charge from Fierce was huge. Wasting that triple flash that you called from Slaughterhouse left them with so little utility to try and close that round, as well as, you know, Stars up there in the bathroom, sneaky beaky, you know, really come up behind us, you know, really giving that Slaughterhouse player a right scare, coming up behind him and one pumping him. I mean, if that's not scary, I don't know what is. And actually, because of that, is what we see a lot of times happen in bathrooms. Actually, because there's the hit marker sound, people will just spray through stalls to check for that very thing instead of visually checking the corners. Particularly because shotguns are so scary in those kind of places like bathroom. But I mean, Fierce doing work, and that's a wall charge gone for Slaughterhouse. That is a expensive round. Of course, new kill house here. Again, a vault. Hades Python, very fun name. Fierce here, Xing out kitchen. I'm assuming probably going to concede a lot of this top side of the map and this green entry, rather wanting to play around button, which I think might be in parking garage, actually. So maybe conceding that as well, and then barbing it up in East Hallway and Club, holding from Club, and I would assume lockers. However, those windows in the vault, that's where Slaughterhouse, I think, wants to play. Going in through lockers for a very, very fast entry here onto that vault. This is one hell of a map, because if we notice there in lockers, what's interesting about this is if that vault closes, that is entirely cut off because of these lockers here, ironically, in lockers. So if you're able to swing that door shut, the only rotation to get the vault then is to go all the way through Club and backstage and up through there. And if Slaughterhouse plays this right, I think they'll be able to get in and out faster than what Fierce knows what to do. Fierce, expecting that though, putting 3 members here down by the vault, really wanting to defend that, as well as the 2 barbs coming out there in garage. This will be an interesting game. Auto shotty there by Vault 2. That will be scary as Slaughterhouse runs into this.
It looks like Slaughterhouse is setting up for the push on that red door in lockers. We have 3 going in the upper side towards parking garage. We have the, of course, AP-25, the shotgun, and Volpe's there with the AP-25 as well. Flashing toward parking garage. Looks like a taxi waiting for the push. Not going to happen. The door has been breached. Looks like Stars is going to get into the bomb site as his marbles rotates on that backside as well. Looks like Red is waiting for that push on the red door. Maximus is in position. Charge has been set. Who's hitting the button? The button has been pushed, and the Molotov to block that push has been made. There are actually windows in Vault that could be used to possibly kill somebody there, or at least flash them. As you can see, Josh trying to get the kill onto Stars if there is someone on the bomb site. Here comes the flash push. Double Molotov. No kills though. Maximus and Executioner will get in there before the Molotov goes out. Red looking for the wall bang. He will take a shot. Actually, Maximus will take a shot there and there by Red Elixir. As he now flooding through lockers. Stars is waiting on the bomb site along his marbles as Josh will get... actually, Volpe will get the kill into a Dex. As Dia will take out Josh. They open up the button once again. A couple damage landing out.
Oh,
double
no.
flash in on the vault. And just like that, Rezi getting the first kill. Volpe is well getting the kill into Red as Maximus takes out Dia. And Star is trying to stay alive, but Rezi will actually beat that auto shotty there. And that is going to be Slaughterhouse taking the round, tying it up 4-4.
You know, great call there by Slaughterhouse to keep people by courtyard. Those windows in the vault are actually bulletproof. As we saw, you know, I believe it was Fierce Stars trying to taunt the guys a little bit, shooting through those vault windows, but not able to connect anything as well. You know, interestingly enough, I feel like that, you know, that closing of the vault actually helped the attackers a lot more than it did to hurt them, because once you have 2 people in vault, we saw that Slaughterhouse threw a nade in there. It landed a little far back to do any damage, but they were able to throw that nade in and then get their gun out uncontested because of the way the vault was closing. This is a tight game right now. 4-4, going back and forth. This is not the 7-2 stop Fierce was experiencing during the first game. I don't know what's happened. Slaughterhouse is a different team, and they are staying fierce right now. I mean, this is insane. Just a complete literal back and forth. These rounds are going one way and then the other. No one's really finding anything. This is a all-out brawl, and it's scary. So now we're gonna get our last new map of the half. This is a fresh start for them. Very ominous name, Dark Prometheus. This map is interesting. Fun fact: that red door in servers, I talked about this last game. Currently a glitch on factory. If you door charge that T server section will actually explode next to power and disappear. So it's a very, very interesting place to go, but I don't think Slaughterhouse will be wanting to do that. Looking instead for a green door push, I believe, which will be shut down by Fierce here with those 2 barbs in storage. Wanting to take control of office, which is particularly strong here, as well as going for a red door through there. This will be scary. Normally what we see a lot of teams do here is generally play one person conveyor, probably one person up here on highway, one person office, one person shelving, and at least one server's just paying attention for that breach there. This is a map. Factory right now is so interesting. As we see, we see the positions coming out. One conveyors, one playing that mid shelving, one servers, one office, and another one office right now. Going out on that highway will be scary. Looks like one of the Fierce players is wanting to go for an early peek with that mob, trying to get some damage and possibly a kill out there. Slaughterhouse has to be careful as they round that corner if they want to go that green door.
Indeed. Looks like they're going to go on the bottom side. They're going to go for that long push around towards that. Possibly, it looks like an office breach. But we also see the triple push as well up top on that green door. Marbles is waiting there with that mop. As we said before, it's going to be a very, very dangerous one. Although Marbles will get that pick on the Volpes. Nice shot there. Mackie is trying to rotate. Josh going for the kill. He's going to be pushed very, very close here. Marbles didn't land that second shot, but Red will get that kill onto Josh. Pretty good cover support there. Stars waiting up above.
Oh, no.
Mackie Moose will get the saber kill onto Marbles, pushing a little too aggressively there with that mop. See multiple flashes coming out at the same time. We have control of office as well happening from Slaughterhouse. The double flash. Shots running out of Dax. Trying to get a lucky shot and kill there. Stars will get taken out by Rezi. Only 2 players alive left for Fierce. As it looks like a really good counter and really good push there by Slaughterhouse. But actually trying to rotate. Trying to get this kill at storage. The barbed wire has been destroyed by a grenade. Here comes the flash. Multiple flashes. A Molotov actually coming out. Blocking them and focusing them to go in one's position there. Mackie and Executioner though. Look at the kills onto Die and the Daxi. And that's the round for Slaughterhouse. 5-4.
Yeah, Marbles out there starting out the round nasty, killing Volps, but Mackie Moose with the 3K on that Saber was disgusting. Taking this round for Slaughterhouse. I mean, and of course, got to shoot each other. But I mean, Mackie and that Saber doing work, finding not only Marbles but Red, and then at the end there, Daya not able to hold on, and then this map is a rough one. But Slaughterhouse was able to come back, win that 3v5, turn it into a 3v4, and just slowly but surely pick off the remaining members of Fierce. And they are looking to secure the tie here with the next round, and they are going to be hungry for it. You know, Fierce here also still in a good position to, you know, win the next few rounds in a row, but Slaughterhouse only needs 2. You know, at least 1 to secure the tie, which is what they want, and of course, who doesn't want the win? But they are going to be hungry for it here as we get back into our game on the next set. I mean, this is a different game. I don't know who was playing that first match, but they are not home anymore, and it is ridiculous. Fierce here going for a fairly aggressive play, calling out office, wanting to go through arcade, I believe. Of course, I love it. Having to go stop at 2 DDR machines on the way, my favorite game, as well as busting the storefront, wanting to take control of that, you know, western side of the map there as well. Something that is very interesting here that we see Fierce do a lot is call out these angles early and draw a long line, so that way, because the nice thing about having the lines on the ground is you're able to be conscious of them as you come up to them. So either, you know, knowing you need to watch somewhere, but also where you're going to be watched from. Barb's coming out from Slaughterhouse in arcade. Not too sure what that's going to do for them, as what I'm guessing here, Fierce will want to basically go from arcade directly into storefront outside of just clearing arcade. Again, Fierce learning from Slaughterhouse, taking 2 smokes, which decimated them on the first half of this map. These 2 smokes going out tellers and freezers to completely destroy those defenders' sight lines. 2 members of Slaughterhouse in bathrooms, and these 2 in arcade, I think, are going to get a rude awakening once that door blasts open.
Indeed, here comes the push in very, very aggressively on this top side here. Looks like they're just kind of waiting for that opening. There comes the drop. At least 2 players now. They have the door charge set. Stars is danger close to this objective here and towards this placard. Here comes the breach. A Molotov to block it. Stars still stays alive. Not sure how that works.
I believe Stars is on the roof, actually.
Oh, no wonder. He is above it. Looks like that did work well. Good smoke as well to block that push. Looks like the door breach has been made. Adaxi comes in fast. Alongside Stars. Looks like Mackie was going for the shot towards Stars. Just gonna get the kill, but it actually does take some damage on that rotation in. Josh playing it safe. He's wanting to get that kill, but he has to be very, very careful, waiting for this push. Marbles will be pushing through office in the meantime, but Executioner is waiting for that cross. So shots handing out and going around. As you see Dia trying to cover office. Running good cover. Josh is there. They have an idea that he's there. You can see blue. They definitely have that position to kind of cover that. There's somebody probably there. Nice shot by Adaxi onto Josh. They had to read it. Someone's probably there, and they do indeed get that kill. Good Molotov stopping the push there. 1 minute and 5 seconds left now, remaining for Fierce to get this bomb defusal. Volpex is winning a good spot. Magnum also winning a good spot on this white door here. Here comes the flash. Magnum with the rotation, as is Rezi. They double stack a little bit, but Volpex will get the kill into Stars as Marbles, Adaxi, and Marbles will get another kill on the Magnum, Volpex, and Rezi. Clearing out most of the Slaughterhouse defense there, leaving to just no one as they take everyone out. That is Fierce's round, tying it up again, 5-5.
Yep, Fierce here again, going back and forth with a fairly clean sweep there. And, I mean, not much you can do there. I think, you know, while it was brave to hold, we did see Fierce be very scared of this window peek here, only sending one person, actually I believe 2 people of their team there, and the rest going up on a roof, which is how we were able to see, I think it was Stars survive that molly, because he wasn't actually in it at all. He was using it like a campfire is all he was doing. But, I mean, hardly fought game right now. 5-5. This is rough. If the rest of the game is any indication to go off of, Slaughterhouse is going to win this one. You know, going 6-5, and then Fierce is going to tie it up. But I don't know. I think this is Fierce is wanting to close this game out. They want to go home. They want to eat dinner, and they want to celebrate the double win, just like BTG did earlier. You know, Hades Python. I won't be surprised here if Fierce emulates what Slaughterhouse did, just because it worked so well. You know, playing around this locker side. However, instead wanting to go through office and go in and do a more methodical job of clearing the map, securing the entire northern side before wanting to move down into this sort of hellscape that is Locker's Club and backstage. Really wanting to be sure that they are good to go. What's interesting about this map too is that in this west and east hallway, this block, if they do need to, they can go over, but then they are stuck over it. You know, they'll have to go all the way back around through kitchen if they want to get back to that green door, or they can just commit to the club take and go up, down, and around. Slaughterhouse here, I think, are going to be expecting a play similar to what they did. I believe those are barb marks out there on lockers wanting to take up that entire square, really do Fierce dirty. Fierce being very wary of the possibility of someone watching out here in parking garage with either wall bangs or, you know, just chilling. It's going to be scary, you know, whatever happens on this map. We do see Slaughterhouse setting up for a southern hold, really just not being bothered with where Fierce is wanting to go. Fierce calling out a split, 2 going parking garage, 3 going office, but they're not going to run into anybody except for the exclusion of possibly one Slaughterhouse member there in a hallway. But I don't know. Well, a lot of utility, not to get much. I think they're going to waste some flashes here. So it'll be interesting to see. And looks like they're not following their own split. 4-1.
Indeed. It's a bit of an interesting... This is a very, very interesting push. They go for the office play. I think they're going for something just off the wall. Very unexpected. Executioner is waiting for this push, though, with that Ingmar. He actually gets the kill onto Marbles, but still has 2 that will push in past him. That might be a good distraction as Adaxio now pushing through that parking garage, looking for the wall bang in through vault, trying to get the shot into lockers there towards Maximus, who still stays alive. Multiple flashes raining out on West Hallway. You already saw the rotation happen early on as Maximus now waits for that push on West Hallway. The window is open there. You see him shooting across there, trying to get the kills, but looks like Stars and Red are going to stay safe. Dia is also waiting for the cross pick, trying to get that shot across into lockers, but lockers is a little bit too far away for that to actually get the kill. So be a little bit closer for that one. Button, looks like they went to try and push it. Ooh, big explosion there. Executioner will get the kill onto... Actually, got the kill on the Marbles. Didn't take anybody out, but did take quite a bit of health on Maximus there. What Adaxi's waiting on for that button push. Looks like Volpe's guarding it well, though, preventing that push and that button from being pushed just yet. Dia and Adaxi fighting it out, or actually Volpe's and Adaxi fighting it out. Diane, of course, actually on the same team. Looks like Red looking for the shot. Oh, aggressive push here. Executioner going for the push. Here comes the fight. Red will win it against Mackie.
Ooh.
Mackie will take out that other player as Volpes will team kill Mackie.
Through the wall.
Through the wall too, which is very unfortunate. Stars will stay alive and will stay in the fight. Stars will sneak past in the last second. Rezi will get the kill on the Stars. It is all down to Daya in a 1v3 scenario. Rezi waiting for his push. Rezi getting some damage into Daya. As Daya will get the kill on the Rezi, trading him up. Is now down to Josh on the bomb. Volpes on backstage. Daya running out of time. He has to push here. 15 seconds left. It's going to be too little too late. He's going to have to take away what he has and will just survive the end of the round. Volpes looking for the long shot across. Daya just has to get out of there. Looks like Josh and Volpes will take the round for Slaughterhouse, taking it to match point, 6-5.
Slaughterhouse doing great work there outside of Volpes killing his teammate. But, you know, that happens. And interesting enough, we saw something similar to that again on a vault map on the BTG versus Momentum game, where Doug of BTG actually got locked out by going the wrong way to vault. You know, with these maps being new and procedurally generated, and because, you know, the players don't always have the best knowledge of them, it gets so trippy sometimes about where vault closes, where I can't go, where I have to go there. And that, you know, leaving vault open there actually really killed the round for Fierce, because he can't get to it no matter, even if he was able to get around to it. You need 10 seconds to defuse, and that just wasn't enough. And Slaughterhouse here closing in on that win and closing in on Fierce. I mean, just playing them like a fiddle. And this map will be hard fought. This is the map Slaughterhouse took from Fierce in a spectacular fashion. I mean, you know, coming back from a 3v5, Mackie Moose on that Saber was horrible. Fierce drawing out just a good old-fashioned green take here. Not surprising. Possibly, yep, always coupling it there with the possibility of an Office and maybe a Dock Charge. I'm hesitant to call that. I'm very much expecting the Office play here as well as green. That tends to be what a lot of people do. Take that eastern side of the map, push them back into open conveyors and shelving, and then just decimate them. Yeah, not surprising. Particularly what's interesting about this map, if you have the right gun and you're sitting out here on highway, you can lay into Office here in between that little space of shelving units and actually get some great wall bangs. But you need a gun that's powerful enough to punch through that, you know, metal siding. And this is going to be interesting. You know, I think Fierce isn't winning because I don't see any of Daya's character drawings coming out. It's unfortunate. You know, I think they need a meme for the power right now. That's what they're missing. That's the missing ingredient. And, you know, this is a different game, man. I know I've said it a bunch, but I can't stress it enough. These are two different teams now, and it is a great game to watch. Mop coming out. This will be good. As, you know, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a very, very dynamic kind of game, very, very back and forth. It's very, very close on what's going to happen here. Looks like Adaxi trying to go for a very, very lucky shot across in towards green door. There's nobody currently over there, though, but definitely going to be that their intent is there. But the breach on Dock, a nice Molotov to block that push, but it's not going to go quite all the way they wanted to. Looks like they're trying to raise some shots at and around there. Macmoose is waiting for the double push. They do the push in through storage. As Stars will get the first kill onto Macmoose as Adax takes out Rezi, clearing out shelving, and there we go. Stars will get the kill onto Josh, clearing out all of shelving. As Daxi now pushes Office, he will get the kill on Executioner up in highway. As they now breach in through Dock, it's down to Volpes. He will get the kill onto Adaxi. But Volpes is the last one standing for Slaughterhouse to take this win. And Volpes will get the kill on the Stars.
Oh, he's got to go, though. It's close.
He's running out of time. He has to go, but Marvel will get that kill.
Saber.
And that's the tie, 6-6.
Yeah.
GG's.
Well, I mean, Fierce there coming in strong and fast and securing that round. Volpes there getting close, getting very close, but not able to close it out there. Getting one popped by that Saber. I mean, that was a great game to watch. I mean, imagine going from 7-0 to tying. That's rough, and that's a hard-fought match. What did you think about that second game, Stuff?
That was a totally different, as you said before, two totally different teams playing a totally different game there. We saw Slaughterhouse really start to open up and really start to kind of show their true strength. As the last time in that first game, they really struggled to figure out what was going on. They kind of were they're doing what they thought might work, but they weren't really confident in their strategies. The second game, though, they were alive and they were on the server. And unfortunately, Fierce just didn't really know where to go. They went for a couple kills early on. They tried to counter some stuff, but really, Slaughterhouse came alive and they really did commit some slaughter there. They did ultimately tie the game, didn't quite win it. They weren't able to clutch on the last round there, but still, fantastic performance from Slaughterhouse and from Fierce for the end of that matchup there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, Slaughterhouse there doing insane amount of work and tons of kills. Mackie Moose getting the most kills on the team, actually getting 18 kills. You know, so that was huge for the team. I mean, it's one of those things. It's hard, particularly, you know, looking at these stats here. I just got sent in from Mr. Donut, our stats god here on DPL. These players only survived very, very few rounds. Mackie Moose survived 5, Executioner survived 5, Volps survived 5, Joss only surviving 4 rounds, and Rezi surviving 6. So, you know, this was a hard game, but definitely fragging out there from Mackie Moose. Really able to bring it back for his team. I will say, though, part of me wonders, Slaughterhouse was just getting warmed up. I wonder if after this game it would be a different one again. You know, I think maybe they treated that first game as a warm up. You know, that was really, you know, Fierce came in swinging. Slaughterhouse was not quite, you know, stretched out, still getting the kinks out. And then we saw, like you said, it's a different team. It was so incredible to see that change of pace, and not only that change of pace, but that change in play style, really, you know, finding those shots and everything. This is DPL Upper League, and you wouldn't expect anything less.
Indeed. Very satisfying, if I say so myself.
Absolutely, and hopefully everyone who's watching the stream enjoyed it. I do know we still have some, I believe we still have some keys to give away. We were giving away keys, and that's it for DPL Week 1. Be sure to check out some of the Rivals matches and everything. Always a good time. Thanks for watching. Be back here at 8 p.m. Eastern for Fierce Blue. Of course, Fierce Blue is the academy team of the Fierce we just watched, versus Bold and Brash is the team they're going to be fighting later. Again, that's back here at 8 p.m. Eastern for Fierce Blue versus Bold and Brash. You don't want to miss these Rivals teams. They are a lot of fun to watch.